I'm at Power to the Cloud 2014, and I'm talking to Charbel Aoun, who is Senior Vice President of Smart Cities at Schneider Electric. Charbel, can you tell us a little bit about the trends that are driving the movement towards smart cities?
Basically, we talk about three trends, Damien. One of them is urbanization. And in terms of urbanization, we're talking about the impact of population growth in the cities. Cities that occupy today 2% of the surface of the earth. This does not mean we will ignore people outside cities, but because 50% of the population in the world live in cities, and they consume 80%, they produce 80% of the CO2 emission, and then 75% of the energy, they become the bulk where we need to focus on. Because the sustainability battles in cities will be won or lost in the cities. So when we look at this mega trend and we see the growth of population doubling in the next 40 years from 3.5 to 7 billion, we understand the impact on the pressure on infrastructure, which we are facing anyway today. So it's going to get worse. This is a fact. Whether the numbers are accurate or even at 30% margin error, it's bad enough. The second one is basically the digitization. In the digitization world, we live our life, you and me and our kids especially, more and more in the world of digital, social media, connectivity. Cities are not embracing the same environment, so there is a disconnect, but there is an impact. When you look at people today, you have 1.9 billion users, active users on Facebook, 1 billion on YouTube, 300 million on Twitter. Cities, how far are they from the social media leveraging connectivity? When you look at the number of devices per household in 2007 versus today, and you and me, we remember very well, at least I do, in 2001, I used to have probably 3-4 devices maximum in my home connected. If I look about it today, on my own, I have 4 or 5 devices connected around me, right? Mm-hmm. So this is all bringing a lot of pressure on the cities to accommodate the changing behavior, the changing culture, the changing dynamics. And the last mega trend, which is very important, is the race for sustainability. Cities today, and sustainability has 3 dimensions here. The energy dilemma, that if you look at the growth of the population in the next 40 years, it means we have to produce in the next 40 years what we have produced in the last 4,000 years. It's mind-boggling anyway. The second one is 1.6 billion people have no access to energy today. This is a real fact. And 65 to 70 million live in fuel poverty. And fuel poverty means people that are spending more than 50% of their income on heating and energy-related matters. And the third element is the raise of awareness, which is good. People, legislation, audits, investors, everybody is demanding today a responsible behavior, which is good. So these 3 together are actually changing the world of cities.